In 2000, some of the cleverest members of our species read the DNA code that is responsible for building another four new humans every second of every day. It was species redefining moment and one that held particular sway for me as I embarked on the path to becoming a biologist, looking up at the printed volumes of ATCGs that make up our human genome in London's Wellcome collection years later. I still felt a shiver at the momentous nature of the achievement, that those 120 tons contained the soul of humanity and that we had captured its essence on paper beguiled me and reinforced my fascination with those chosen career. It's hard to imagine that the deciphering of the microbiome, even embodied an art in such an iconic way, could have that same magical impact as the decoding of the genome. But our realization over the past decade or two that the microbes of the human body are part of us and that their genes are part of our metagenome may just have been even greater significance for the lives of humans. The microbiota is an organ, the forgotten organ, the unseen organ within the human body, which contributes to our health, happiness, just like any other. But unlike any other organs, this new organ is not fixed. Unlike our human genes, our microbial genes are not unalterable. Both the species we harbor and the genes they contain are our possessions. They are under our control. You can't choose any genes, but you are sure can choose your microbes. You sure can choose any microbes. Knowledge of our intimate relationship with our microbiota puts our bodies and our lifestyles in a new context. Robert Oppenheimer from War and the Nations. Robert Oppenheimer, leader of the Los Alamos team of physicists that made the first atomic bombs, later in his agony coined the collective confessional the physicists have known seen, and he quoted the Bhagavad Gita, "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." He was scholar enough to read it in the original Sanskrit. Oppenheimer was a victim of the McCarthy witch hunts of 1950s. The North Station in Madrid is the end of the line. All trains finish there. They don't go on anywhere. Outside were cabs and taxis and a line of hotel runners. It was like a country town. I took a taxi and we climbed up through the gardens by the empty palace and the unfinished church on the edge of the cliff and on up until we were in the high, hot, modern town. The taxi coasted down a smooth street to the Porte del Sol and then through the traffic and out into the Carrera San Geronimo. All the shops had their awnings down against the heat. The windows on the sunny side of the street were shuttered. The taxi stopped at the curb. I saw the sign Hotel Montana on the second floor. The taxi driver carried the bags in and left them by the elevator. I could not make the elevator work, so I walked up. On the second floor up was a cut brass sign, Hotel Montana. I rang and no one came to the door. I rang again and a maid with a sullen face opened the door. "Is Lady Ashley here?" I asked. She looked at me dully. Is an Englishwoman here?" She turned and called someone inside. A very fat woman came to the floor. Her hair was grey and stiffly oiled in the scallops around her face.